Who wants to make a fancy little tart? Said the actress to the bishop. Let's make some fussy little onion tarts that are going to blow your friends' minds. They do use puff pastry, and you can refer to other episodes where we've used puffed pastry. You've been defrosting it in your fridge, and we are now going to make onion tarts. So you're going to line up scallions so that the roots are all in the same line, and you're going to cut the roots off. Get rid of the roots. You are then going to take as many as you can safely chop at once. This is probably too many. And you're going to cut rounds like this. Move your hand. Up until they separate away from the white part. I don't use that. It's dirty and it's been in the deli for God knows how long. The bottom I peeled so I know it's cleaner. You're going to put this in a bowl. We're now going to make bigger pieces, but they're going to be equally careful. I cut the onion in half. I peeled off the skin. I checked it. Hello. And then I proceeded to cut very nice slices. Not too thick, not too thin. Take your time, because you want this to be kind of Frenchy, little tarty party lardy, not something that you can, not rustic. We're not looking for rustic here. We're looking for kind of fancy. Okay, I'm loving the fact that this sweet onion has a lovely green center. I think that's really beautiful for our tarts. Same thing with this other onion. I may or may not use it, but remember when I cook them down, they'll shrink. This is the contents of your tart, period. Well, some herbs and salt and pepper and olive oil. Woo! Ah, it squirted right in my face. Ah! I have in my palm a handful of sweaty flour, and I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of flour on the surface like this. Not too much, because you don't want clumps of uncooked flour in your puff pastry. Use Dufour, it's the best. Oh, this is perfect. It's defrosted perfectly. Okay, if you've done this before, it's folded like this. You unfold it. Don't be afraid of it. It's not going to hurt you. Okay, that's what it looks like. Puff pastry. Okay, I'm sort of drying it with flour. Now you see it broke. Don't panic. And you can look back at the little fruit tarts we made in the chicken dinner. Just don't panic. Nothing bad's going to happen. Okay. You can easily just kind of push it back together like that, and you're just thinning it ever so slightly. But you want to make sure you can still lift it. That's why you put the flour down. Oh shoot. Okay, now that means we need more flour. Okay, I'm hurrying because when puff pastry warms up, you cannot use it. That's why you thaw it in the fridge. Now, I am using these. These are non-stick tart pans. They're approximately 45 cents at a decent kitchen supply. These are non-stick. You're gonna place your thing like this, and you're gonna cut a bigger circle than it, okay? And then you gotta hurry, because if it heats, it's no good. And you're gonna drape it in here like this, and then you're gonna set it aside. We're gonna clean it up in a second. They are gonna be prissy, but right now, you're just getting them in the form. Cut off any gross excess. Like this is a gross excess here. And you're gonna take those forms and you're gonna put them back in the refrigerator so that you can work with them again. They need to be cold. All right, back in the fridge they go. So let's go ahead and sweat down the filling for those tarts while they chill. It's around the right amount of time for them to chill, so let's try that. Hot pan. Oh God, it got hot really fast. It's got stuff in it. This is too small, by the way, but as usual, it doesn't really matter. We're going to look at how much onions we have, and we're going to eyeball how much olive oil there should be. Start with 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to dump in, oh, I made a mess. I'm going to dump in all the onions. Look at them. How salty do you want them to be? It's not that hard, all right? Put some salt in. And remember, if you mess it up, just get Chinese food. I'm cracking a little pepper in here. And I'm just going to saute these for a little bit. This is a very small pan for this amount. It's hard to do the chef flip in here. Cook it down. I might throw in a little white wine vinegar. Who cares? Should we put some Madeira in? This might be really good. I'm gonna taste one. Oh my God, it's really good. A little more salt. Taste as you go. Never send something you didn't taste. Someday I'll make a big confession to you. Most people would add balsamic vinegar to make it brown. I'm not gonna do that because I'm not a big balsamic vinegar person. And you're just gonna sweat this down until the onions are floppy. So now it has to cook down. See how wiggly it is? It's wiggly, wiggly, wingly, wangly, wongly, wimbly, wambly. Hello, Dave. Okay, it's cooked. You see how they're sweated down, slightly translucent. I just threw a bay leaf in there for flavor. You're just gonna leave it on the stove until you're ready to assemble your tarts. Take them out one at a time. So you're gonna bring out your tart. Now you have this overhang that you created, but it's ice cold now, so you can work with it. Cut it so that it's sort of even all the way around, which you couldn't do before because it was too gooey. And then you're just gonna do this thing where you take the edge and you kind of fold it in on itself, and it makes like a rounded top. It's very fancy looking. And then if you really want to put the finishing touch on, every few inches you go like this, okay? Every few centimeters, really. It's already softening. And into that lovely little container, I'm going to put some onions. Not too many. A few little onions like this. And then I'm going to return this to the refrigerator. You can use scissors as well. This is actually much better. You're just gonna turn the top like this and fold it in on itself like this. And that makes that lovely sort of pastry top, like a ring sort of. And then I'm gonna go around and do height like we did before. Kind of pulling it, la 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 la. And then the indentations. Try not to get too much liquid. You just want mostly onions, not too much liquid, because the pastry is going to release butter because it's puff pastry. So you don't need any more liquid. These are going to be exquisite. Sorry about not playing with you guys today. Hey, what's your problem, dude? They're back in the refrigerator so they don't melt. And we'll take them out right before we cook them. Unlike everything else on the planet, puff pastry should be cooked directly out of the refrigerator, or it melts and it'll never puff. When you are about an hour away from wanting to cook your tarts, you're gonna turn your oven on to 420 so it preheats. Don't bother putting it into a cold oven. So you're gonna preheat the oven to 420 so it's right there when you put the tarts in, when you're ready to cook them, and that should be absolutely perfect. Here are your tarts, beauties that they are. You're gonna take a little sort of whisked egg, and without being too fussy, you want to do this quickly so that you don't lose any of the chill on the pastry, okay? So you're very quickly painting the sides. Go ahead and be liberal, because the more egg wash, the more shine. It doesn't matter if it goes in the little nooks and crannies. It's kind of nice, actually, if it does that. The Queen of Hearts, she made some tarts, all on a summer's day. So you're just looking for the pastry to be very puffy and beautiful around it and brown. I'll show you. The tarts are ready. Do you know how you know they're ready? I'll tell you. They look ready. Those are ready. The pastry's puffed, separated from the sides. The onion is crispy. You can set these down to cool because your friends are gonna bug out. Onion tarts. Why didn't you eat them before? No one knew. Ha 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 ha! It came out!